Hi. I'm Bobby. I am a robot cat. We are reaching the end of 2021. And, as it were, the end of my third month as a creator on YouTube. Although, it truly feels like entire lifetimes. Let us travel back to some of my earlier videos. My very first upload to my channel seems a proper place to start. My god. That intro was terrible.
Meow.
Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm a robot cat named Bobby. Let's recap YouTubers being ridiculous. Of course, Trisha Paytas is coming to the forefront of this week's dramatics. They had a meltdown of epic proportion following a falling out with H3H3 podcast. This was followed by a seemingly mentally stable double down retraction video. They completed a week of madness by striking a channel, called Mysterious T 3 times, for speaking their name. Nothing new in Trisha land, so let's move on. Speaking of Mysterious T, it is no mystery that this channel has had an embarrassing erection for the fallen YouTuber, Shane Dawson. To the point we are all deceased of second-hand humiliation. Let us continue to the pretend influencer, and fitness guru, Jordan Cheyenne. Jordan has thankfully deleted her YouTube channel after she forgot to edit out putting her son in a headlock and making him cry for a thumbnail picture. Like many other mummy YouTubers, Jordan creates a false and unobtainable reality for thousands of hopeless housewives. If you force your child to take the perfect selfie for the gram, you too can be an influencer. Meanwhile, Chantal, otherwise known as Foodie Beauty, has a YouTube channel in which she successfully humiliates herself on a regular basis. She recently introduced us to her latest feeder. My apologies, I meant to say Nubo, and he is not even worth adding a photo if I'm being honest. She had also tantalized us with her myka hauls. Still unaware that we are all laughing, and also crying. Unfortunately, there actually are more terrifying creators than Foodie. Amzi Beloved is an irrelevant YouTuber with an astounding 10,000 subscribers. Even more astounding is the mere 100 views per video she receives. Amzi is known for screaming the N-word at black creators. She is also known for pretending to be a black creator, buying subscribers, and most recently striking the channel of another YouTuber. The reason for this strike is, allegedly, due to the victim receiving a super chat payment from one of her few real subscribers. Absolutely absurd. As I was meowing my way through this week's drama, we can never seem to escape the infamous Catherine Joy. Aside from being an absolutely dreadful channel, with bland aesthetics and little personal touch, the housewife from hell has also managed to keep herself in the spotlight by stalking and harassing most of the subjects of her content. After an exhausting doxing spree last week, Mrs. Paulson has managed to fabricate several brand new tales of perpetual victimhood. Most recent was the alleged Photoshop of a law officer into her living room and copyright striking a parody song of her husband's. If you weren't aware, her husband is a terrible music group to which he and his blokes create ear-bleeding sounds. All while one of them whispers a single word for 5 entire minutes. Aside from her usual bad behavior, it has also been confirmed that the reality television star Todd Chrisley is drafting paperwork to finally sue the joyfully unavailable cow. We can only hope. This wraps up the first. Wow, that was quite painful. However, clearly some of you enjoyed my content. And, here we are. Now, some of my most popular videos are related to Catherine Joy. This one in particular was a favorite. Let us look back on my Emily vs. Catherine masterpiece today. Let us review the arrest warrant for Brian Laundrie. In good humor, and blatantly obvious contrast, I present to you Catherine Joy, the self-taught, cannot remember the day of the week, never investigated anything, journalist. On the right, we have former prosecuting district attorney, badass lawyer, and legal commentator, Emily D. Baker. Let's see how this plays out.
I'm so glad to have you here.
and I am happy to be here tonight. I hope you guys had a good day.
You are as charismatic as the hair on a horse's ass, Uncle Fester. Try appreciating your viewers.
23rd. Did you know that yesterday I kept saying that it was September 21st? Like, why would I keep saying all day yesterday that it was September 21st? Turn off my camera for a second. My nose keeps itching. Okay. We have, some people have been asking about my hair.
Now?
I honestly just tried to part on my I tried to part it on a different side. And do you ever just like try a different side to part your hair and you're like,
no,
I've been parting my hair on the wrong side my whole life.
We've got some fresh hair. We've got a fresh iPhone. It's time to roll. Are you guys ready?
It's more than likely they were told yesterday about an indictment that came down, because the indictment actually was down yesterday and they announced the charges today. So
are you sure you are not confusing the warrant with the press release? Or perhaps you have not read these documents before speeding onto the internet to give the scoop.
And then this afternoon, the indictment came down.
Which day do you mean?
The FBI out of Denver released this news statement, which says that on Wednesday, September 22nd of 2021, so they did this yesterday. This is why they knew about it ahead of time.
What on earth?
Authorization. He wasn't on the bank account. He isn't on the bank account. It's not named in his name. There'd be no other way to tie it to Gabby if it was anybody else. So that's
the arrest warrant real quick. It is a very basic arrest warrant. And again, the arrest warrant has the 18 USC 1029A1, use of unauthorized devices. And in this, it's a 1029A2. Again, that's not going to invalidate the arrest warrant. They might file for a updated or superseding an arrest warrant. The indictment is enough to arrest. So having the wrong charge on it's not going to be the end of the thing.
Anytime you use a bank card, it is interstate commerce. Correct. So anything that you do over a wire, over an interstate, that's the federal law. So this is a federal case. Okay.
Defendant Brian Christopher Laundrie knowingly and with intent to defraud used one or more unauthorized access devices, the device being the Capital One bank debit card with the last four, a personal identification number, so a PIN, for bank accounts, and then it gave the bank account numbers. And by such conduct, obtained things of value, generally money in this case, to $1,000 or more during that period, which affected interstate commerce. That's the jurisdictional part of this. And the value aggregating 1,000 is probably the charging, and I didn't pull up the charging guidelines, but probably the charging guidelines for this to be a felony. It is in violation of 18 USC 1029A2 and section C1A1.
Okay. And they are doing it this way because it's going to end up being a full federal case when it finally gets to the level of
what are you doing?
What it needs to be.
So that means that this is not a warrant, and I've seen confusion about this. This is not a warrant related to her passing or him being a suspect in her murder. This is a warrant for the use of a debit card. It's generally a holding charge, so it is going to be something that they can arrest him on, search him on, interview him on, bring him into custody on, keep him in custody on, seeing that he's been missing for over a week and a half, put the ankle bracelet on him if he's released to track him. This gives them something to go on while they continue to investigate, which means they don't have to rush the investigation, they don't have to rush the autopsy and things like that.
But without this warrant, the FBI doesn't have any compelling reason to put out a wanted poster, because he's not technically wanted for a crime if they don't have a warrant. And they can now connect him to her passing and say, well, after she was gone, he was using her credit card.
Very brief. It's very brief. From on or about August 30th, 2021 through and including on or about September 1st, things are always pled on or about because sometimes by the time you get to trial, witnesses or dates can vary. There can be fluctuations. So it's always on or about. If you just put on and then it's proven to not be on that exact date, you can lose your entire case because it's not pled properly.
That's pretty suspicious, right? So she's not alive anymore and he is accessing her bank accounts and he's using her bank accounts without her permission and defrauding her and the banks.
Do you just sit awake at night and design your law degree in your head?
Now, my speculation and the wide speculation is this is likely Gabby Petito's card and her debit card accessing her bank accounts. The indictment does not say that.
So I'm guessing that a lot of the stuff that they had over that time was in Gabby's name. And just like the bank, like just like the car, the van was in her name. I'm actually surprised they didn't charge him with grand theft auto. That could have been another charge because he's driving her car and it's not his car. It's not.
You need to call whoever the holy hell made deputy dipshit and get your money back.
Registered in his name. Technically, he stole her car too.
Well, we are just adding charges ourselves now. Call the Federal Bureau of Investigation and let them know.
That they took camping has been in their driveway. Okay. I think the dates that they're doing this are to pinpoint a date and time when they believed that Gabby wasn't alive anymore. So maybe they can't for sure say that she was not alive on the 28th.
Again, they likely have a date of death that is in that time frame before September 1st. That would have been presented to the grand jury. And then they talk about the warrant. Well, this warrant allows law enforcement to arrest Laundrie. The FBI and our partners across the country continue to investigate the facts and circumstances of Miss Petito's homicide.
Look at this. It doesn't say that he used it in Wyoming. It says that he used it
in Wyoming.
In Wyoming and other places. It doesn't say that he used it in Wyoming. It says that he used it.
He used the fucking charge card in Wyoming.
In Wyoming and other places. In Wyoming and other places. Using it in multiple states would also become a federal case as well.
Sure that that is the date that they're thinking of. So from on or about August 30th to and including on or about September 1st in the District of Wyoming and elsewhere, which means this could have started in Wyoming. There could be other jurisdictions. Defendant Brian Christopher Laundrie.
When you have more than one case and like state involved, it becomes that. So it's not a huge charge and it doesn't carry a high penalty, but it's enough to get an arrest warrant, which is what they needed. They just needed the minimum. This will probably be the first of many.
I know there is a lot of information out there around this case. Not all of it's accurate. Not all of it's confirmed. I know it is difficult, and we really do try to make sure that we remember that you are innocent until proven guilty, no matter how much we fucking hate it. And the Petito family is going through the most awful thing you can imagine. And it's a lot for her family. So I'm not going to, when there's new info that I can help, I will cover it. In this case, I'm not going to go live every time there's something new. It just doesn't sit right with me to dissect it like that. And I know people are curious, and I will try to keep up to date on solid new developments and new information.
This is Katie from Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a good day. Who has been sucked into the missing persons case of Gabby Petito? So the FBI has said that they have found a body that is consistent with the physical description of Gabby Petito. Verified sightings of Brian in Mobile, right outside of a Walmart. There is a fish up the autopsy, and they have excuse me, they have performed all of that. They have COD, and also have properly identified it as Gabby. And so many people coming forward with their accounts of what happened if they saw Gabby and Brian. Hi guys. Interesting day. It started out kind of confusing. We started getting word that Brian's parents were seen driving YouTube. And I don't even know that it's fair to call her a YouTuber because I only saw one video of hers on YouTube. I don't know if they deleted any of those things. Just like trying to aspire to be a YouTuber, just damn.
LOL, that truly never grows tiresome. Well, over time some of you have suggested I have a butcher at other creators. Do any of you remember that one time I took a first reaction to Radiantbritt? I do. And pumpkin spice patty still alarms me to this very day. In my travels, the name Radiantbritt has come across many times. So, I decided to see what all of the fuss is with this woman. From what I have seen so far in other creator videos, she is quite the troublemaker. Let us have a first reaction to a Radiantbritt video together.
Opinions. You guys seem to really like these videos in the past, so I figured I would do another. If you're interested, please keep watching.
Okay. Quite a simple intro. And she is going to discuss unpopular opinions. Oh, I hope it is quite dramatic. I cannot even fucking read that.
Alright you guys, so I hate that I even have to put a stupid disclaimer in the beginning of this video, but please keep in mind these are only my opinions, my personal opinions, just like everything else I share on my channel. Some people get all up in arms about an opinion.
Oh, she is about to go off. I am definitely ready to hear these dramatic opinions.
Look, I'm not here to drag anyone through the mud. I'm not here to bully anyone or hate anyone. I'm just sharing my opinion. That's all that it is. So let's, you know, try to...
Who hurt you? My God. Just get to it.
Share them in a meaningful way. We're not here to start a smear campaign against anyone. This is like so crazy. For some reason, it just seems like...
Clearly she is about to spill some major tea. Why else would she have a novel of a disclaimer?
Everyone loves opinions until they disagree with one. And I'll just leave it at that. It's all good. You guys know my agenda here. I am going to share what I think in a level-headed, calm demeanor. And those of you guys that enjoy my opinions...
My dear, you do not appear to be calm at all. You are quite literally changing colors before my very eyes.
Great. If you don't, great. Either way, it's all good. So these are going to be an assortment of different topics. I just have a bunch of them listed. I don't know if I'll go through all of them today or if I'll kind of save some for my next video because I like to do these and you guys like them too. But no specific topic, totally random. So the first one is...
Thank fucking God.
I think that we need to normalize having a compressed work schedule in the United States.
Wait. You what? What is this?
I think if the panini has taught me anything, it's taught me a few things, but one of them is the beauty of being able to have a flex schedule, a work from home sometimes in the office, a compressed work week. I think that, you know, I've always said if an employee can be productive at home, why not allow them to work at home? If they can't be, then that's a decision that the upper management needs to, you know, come to terms with and either talk to the employee or get rid of the employee or whatever it is that they want to do. But
you made it sound like you were about to flip off the Pope. I hope this gets more interesting. You are quite literally going on about this as if you have ever worked a single day of hard labor. I hardly think this constitutes as a social media related unpopular opinion. It is almost as if you are just talking to fill a void. It is still early. Let me not get ahead of myself. With any luck, this was simply a buffer and there is interesting content in here.
So next, I have a few guilty pleasures, and one of them is watching reruns of Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Okay. Well, this is a bit less lethargic.
Now, I know that Dog has been in the news recently because of his, you know, he's kind of inserted himself into this case with Gabby. I'm not here to talk about that. You guys know I've already shared my opinions about that, and Lordy, did we upset some people, but
You had a go at Teaspiracy. Just say you had a
that's here
go
nor
at
there.
Teaspiracy.
One of my guiltiest pleasures is watching Dog the Bounty Hunter. It is so... I'm not even entertained by Dog or his kids. I always have adored Beth Chapman, and rest her soul, I know that she's no longer with us. But anytime I watched that show, I always watched it for Beth, and...
Well, this is hardly unpopular. Only the purest of evil do not love Beth Chapman.
I guess
But,
my unpopular
do go on.
opinion is I always felt like Beth was too good for Dog. Just over here, based on what I have felt and seen, I always felt like she could do a lot better, and she was so intelligent and...
Well, this is fucking tactless. The woman has passed. You should never speak poorly of black cats or the passions of the deceased. What
so
the
put
fuckery?
together and so on top of everything. If you guys go back and watch those reruns, if you haven't seen them since they were on, you really see how Beth really held it all together. Beth was like the glue that made that operation, you know, manageable. And
Do you hear yourself? This is because Beth is a woman. Women do the intelligent things, while us blokes sit around looking stupid. Wow. If all great women were matched equally with highly intelligent men, too many men would be single. Amateur.
on it, she could talk to people on the street. She was personable. She was organized. She was very alert and in tune with what the task at hand was. And I always had a huge amount of respect for her. But I guess isolating my unpopular opinion, it would just be that I felt like she was too good for Dwayne Chapman. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think.
I think you may be a bit of a pompous stripe.
My next unpopular opinion is that pasta, and I think a lot of you will agree with me on this, pasta is always better the next day.
For the love of all that is holy, what is this? I'm starting to see why so many dislike you. I simply cannot with this woman.
All right, my next unpopular opinion, let's talk for a second about pageants like Miss America, Miss USA. I know a lot of people really love beauty pageants. For some people it is nostalgic because they've watched it for years, and you know, I used to watch them once in a while when I was younger as well.
Okay, what pageant official sent you home?
I would watch them with my grandma or, you know, whatever. You know, as I've gotten older, I've really grown to despise beauty pageants. I don't like the idea of women feeling the pressure to, you know, get all dolled up and be judged and be and feel like they are competing for a title.
My darling, do you own a glass mirror? You look like the mothers on toddlers and tiaras. I am nearly to the end of this pile of shite and not a single hint of anything remotely mind-boggling.
Let's talk about pumpkin drinks at Starbucks.
Oh, you better fucking not.
In my personal opinion, any pumpkin spice latte or any pumpkin spice coffee drink that I've ever had from Starbucks to me tastes like a candle from Bath & Body Works.
How do you know how a candle from Bath & Body Works would taste?
I think it's disgusting. I feel like fall drinks at Starbucks are completely overhyped. They are, it's almost like a fake love. Like, if you don't like fall pumpkin spice lattes, then you're some kind of weirdo. In
You are literally the same color as pumpkin spice everything.
my opinion, anyone who has any type of appreciation for good coffee realizes that pumpkin spice tastes like an expired candle.
Well then, stop eating candles, Brittany.
Last unpopular opinion, let's talk for a second about green tea. I know so many people love matcha tea, matcha lattes, cold matcha lattes. It's all the craze, especially on social media. People love matcha.
Has anyone ever told you that you are less entertaining than a dung beetle rolling a piece of shite across a walkway?
Everything. I think green tea tastes like sewer water. It's disgusting.
Now, she also drinks toilet water. Who is this woman?
It's sweetened if you don't, put a little bit of sugar in it, put a little bit of honey, put a little bit of agave. I have tried everything under the sun to sweeten green tea, and it still tastes like disgust to me.
Have you ever considered you've destroyed your palate by spray tanning and eating candles?
I love tea, but green tea, I just can't do it. And my last unpopular opinion here,
fucking holy shite balls, this better truly be almost over,
is gonna be that I treat people the way that I'm treated. This has really increased as I've gotten a little bit older.
Are you fucking serious? Did I just listen through all of this bollocks for this? Wow.
And I know some people will look and be like, you're really not that old. What are you talking about? But especially over the last, say, 5 to 7 years, I've really taught myself to give the energy that I get. And
this is not unpopular opinions. This is another 5 minutes of this self-entitled bubble woman acting as though she needs to lecture the world on refinement. I am done. Some things just never change. I had to choose a personal favorite. And of them all, this would have to be my choice. My dear viewers, the endless saga of Catherine Joy versus Happy Hour never expires. 'Tis free entertainment for all. Hi. I'm Bobby. I am a robot cat. It appears Catherine Joy is still pulling the potato sack of over everyone's eyes. I should like to take a moment to thank the WOACB subreddit for 2 of the videos that I have used in this production.
Her dad owned a juice bar that she was a nutritionist at.
Catherine, are you drinking? Are you okay?
Brian does not have a police record. Not that I could find.
You truly are a terrifying human being.
But one of the things that people kept saying was that Brian would tell people that he didn't drink, and they told the police that they didn't drink.
And we also don't keep alcohol here, so it's like I'll have like 1 bottle of wine.
Why has no person in your life told you that you have a worrisome problem with recalling your own lies?
I found this on their Instagram of him opening a bottle of champagne. So I don't know. It's one of those like minor things.
I don't drink very much, like at all.
You are very good at this for someone who does not partake in spirits. Are you wearing trousers?
One of those minor things where you don't really know why you would say that you don't. Maybe they were scared with the police, whatever. But they did occasionally have a glass of alcohol. And that's their right. They're of age, right? I just thought that was a weird sort of thing.
I have like a glass of wine here and there. But during the week, I don't ever drink.
Catherine seems to be plagued by law enforcement stopping by her home. Perhaps others would believe her, had she not had this exact story almost exactly 1 week ago. It seems that whenever Adderall Lanny is not the star of the theater show, some popo come knocking on her door. I wonder if she has a burner phone.
And somebody contacted the FBI in Denver, and they told the FBI in Denver that I was hiding Brian laundry in my house. So
1 week earlier.
And I was like, just wait. Something now, I'm going to be accused of doing something to my son because he screamed. So, first of all, the person who called the police lied to the police. They called CPS, I believe, or they filed a CPS report. First of all, they didn't do it in the correct county.
That crystal ball works surprisingly well.
Somebody contacted the Denver police, the Denver FBI, and told them that I was hiding Brian laundry in my house and that he had come to my house. Yes.
But wait. There is more.
Said they had received multiple calls from the FBI. They also had claimed that there was a video of my husband holding a gun to my head, which never happened.
1 week earlier.
In the report, they lied. They lied. They said they saw me on video physically assaulting my child.
Catherine, this is becoming a problem. It is much like the tale of the boy who cried wolf. Believing in coincidence, and even miracles, is one thing. You either have a police drone hovering over your home or something is not quite right here. The timing of your troubles is impeccable. Much like a child who sees other children getting attention. Very odd. I try to report on more important public figures. Somehow, Corncob Karen just always ends up in the middle of most things. Is this because she truly is a renowned journalist? Or is it due to a massive need to be the center of attention? Thank you for watching my... Wow, this has been quite the trip down memory lane. My darlings, I so appreciate you all. Much gratitude for your support throughout this short, yet very long, 3 months' time. Thank you for watching my video. Please do subscribe to my channel. This cat is always prowling. Cheers.